Do you feel like you're running on empty no matter how much you rest? If that's the case, you might be heading toward burnout. But don't despair. Burnout is something that can be prevented. Stick with me and I will share with you 4 tips to do just that. Avoid burnout. Hi, my name is Diane Martinez. I'm a certified holistic life coach and welcome to Conscious Creating Life Coaching. I'm so glad that you're here. So burnout is no fun for anybody, no matter how old you are or where you're from or what you believe. Burnout is a dire state and we want to avoid going there if we can. And that's what we're talking about today. So burnout is defined as a state of physical, mental, and emotional exhaustion brought on by prolonged stress. Now, in that definition, there's a little loophole that we are going to go through that it will help you prevent burnout, and that is the word prolonged. Burnout is brought about by prolonged stress. Unlike a migraine or the stomach flu or something, burnout doesn't hit you all of a sudden. It's not like, oh, you're just fine one week and, at 12 o'clock you just explode. It doesn't work like that. Burnout is something that accumulates. This exhaustion accumulates over time. And if you work within that time frame where it's building up, you can absolutely head it off. That's what I want to help you with today. So the first step in doing that is to be honest with how you really are. So many times in our society, people ask us, how you doing? How are you? Whatever. Like, oh, I'm fine. I'm just fine. And well, you don't need to vent all of your troubles to the grocery store attendant, but, it is important to be honest with yourself about how you're really doing. Have you ever had the experience either of yourself or asking somebody just a question from a concerned friend? It's like, are you okay? It seems like you're on edge. And the answer comes back like, I am not on edge. Like, okay, maybe somebody's not in touch with what's going on here. That's what we want to avoid, that disconnect from how you really are feeling and how you think you are. We want to get real with that and get honest. And to do that, it's very easy. Just check in with yourself. Now, it's great to go to group classes or have a group meditation or retreats or something, but checking in with yourself is a solitary endeavor. Whether it's when you first wake up in the morning, before you go to bed at night, I love to step outside and just be in nature because we are part of nature. And when we reconnect with that, it can help us reconnect with what's really going on. And just to be ask yourself, I love to put my hand on my heart and just ask, how am I really? How do I feel? And then just let that question be. You don't have to squeeze an answer out of it. You don't have to come up with 3 adjectives to describe how you are or anything. Just let the question float there. How am I really? And then just hold space for it. Opening that communication up with your inner wisdom, your higher self, will help guide you. If there are feelings of overwhelm or resentment or bitterness or hurt or jealousy or whatever, you will become aware of them and you want to be aware of them. I know you're thinking, oh no thanks, la la la, I don't think I want to know. But you do want to know because it's hard to get to burnout if you're in touch with how you're feeling. Now, a little subset of that is if you are at all inclined, please write about how you're feeling. If not daily, at least weekly. Sit down and just do some journaling. Because when you write, you are able to access feelings, emotions, insights that your logical thinking brain doesn't like to access. It just keeps you on that loop of the same old thoughts. But when you write, you are able to gain deeper understandings into how you really are. So tip number 1 is to check in with yourself. How am I really? And just leave space for whatever comes up. And then if you can, to just make a habit, either daily or weekly, of writing about how you are, because that will help you get to that burnout state. The second tip I have for you is to create and defend healthy boundaries. Please don't feel like it is your job to make everybody else happy. It is not. You can hang that badge up and just walk away. It is not your job to make everyone happy. And toward that end, you want to create boundaries that defend your space, your time, your energy. If a neighbor is always asking you to help pick up their kids or pet sit their dog or loan them whatever, you can say no, and you don't have to apologize for it. You can say, I'm not available for that this week. That's a complete sentence. You can quit being responsive to emails at a certain time. Pick a hard stop for yourself. If not 5 days a week, at least 2 or 3, where you just are not available to respond after 6 p.m. or whatever is appropriate for you. I don't mean to give you a time, but I think you know when is a good time for you. Is it 5, 6, hopefully no later than 7 p.m., where you're just not available to respond to anything work-related. Or for your kids, maybe you need to carve out some time on the weekend. It's like for 2 hours, don't talk to me about laundry or errands or practice or anything else. Going to take some time for myself. Create those healthy boundaries where you can just do what you want, whether it's take a nap, take a walk, watch a show, do some crafting or creating, painting, whatever you want. But when you carve out that time, know that you'll probably have to defend those boundaries, at least at the beginning. But do that, because that will help you avoid that mental and emotional exhaustion that comes from always being available to everybody else. The next thing is to care for your physical health. Make sure that you get to bed at a reasonable time so that you are getting at least 7 hours of sleep every night. And, I'm going to lay some hard truths on you here. That means shutting down screen time earlier. Again, not being available. Don't play games. Don't check email. Don't watch anything that is alarming or disturbing to you right before you go to bed. You need that rest. Also important in caring for your body is getting some kind of physical activity daily. You don't have to go to the gym to do this. You can do some simple stuff at home, take a walk, dance. Dancing is great. Call up a simple low-impact cardio or, toning exercises for, 15 minutes or whatever makes you happy. Get some physical activity. It helps balance everything out. It helps you get out of your head and into your body, and that will absolutely help you prevent burnout. And the last thing that I have for you here is the most challenging one. I will just be honest, and that is have the difficult conversations. If there is an issue with your parent that is causing you undue stress, or your child, or your child's school, or your work, or a family member, partner, in-law, it is much better to have difficult conversations earlier when you're calm, before you get to the end of your rope, to hopefully at least express where you are, hopefully come to some sort of helpful conclusion, a new plan, a new strategy, to open those lines of communication so there doesn't come that day when you snap like a twig, as I did in 2008, and walk away from a 25-year marriage. Boy, did I burn out. That's what I am sharing this with you for, in hopes that you can avoid that, because it is no fun. It is no fun for the person experiencing the burnout, and it is no picnic for anyone around them. So those are the tips that I have for you today. Stay in touch with how you feel. Set and create healthy boundaries. Care for your physical health with sleep and activity, hydration, and have the difficult conversations when you are calm, when the chance of real communication is much greater, and you can avoid that physical, mental, and emotional exhaustion that is burnout. I hope this has been helpful to you. If it has, please give it a thumbs up. If there's someone you feel could benefit from this content, please share this video with them. And if you are enjoying my content, please subscribe. It does so much to help the channel grow and reach all the people who could benefit from this content. And if you are a lady, you can come and join us on Patreon. I have a women's only group where we dive deep into all sorts of issues like this: stress management, time management, managing your health, creating healthy relationships, all kinds of good stuff. And we would love to have you there in Patreon. And until next week, my friends, create your day consciously. Bye for now.